Well, to tell us more about the pine water outages, let's welcome on the line Mr. Nico de Jager, who is the MMC for Infrastructure and Development in the city of Johannesburg. Mr. de Jager, sir, thank you so much for your time. What can you tell us about these water and power outages, sir?
Yes, that is indeed. It's quite a big outage. The outage, the power outage and the failure of the transformer that blew up, that is only really pertaining or isolated to areas of Region F. Kieper Park, Netjorena, Alvida, South Fork, Lutheran, the Rand Water Board, as well as the Johannesburg Water pump stations. It is that problem we believe that it will be solved around 6 p.m. tonight, so we can then again supply power to specifically Rand Water to allow them to be able to pump the necessary water. The outage is actually, in terms of water, is much bigger than what you mentioned. It includes areas as far as Bordeaux, Westbury, Melville, Westdean, etc. It's actually about 40% of Johannesburg customers are affected by this outage. Now, once we start water pumping, then we will be able to, within the next 24 hours, restore supply of water as well.
All right, Mr. de Jager, then any official word of what caused this fire, sir, and how soon will the investigation be completed then?
We've already reported the incident to SABC as well as to our forensic unit in the city. A video clipping footage that came to us later this afternoon shows as if there could have been a deliberate attempt of sabotage to this substation. And we view this, of course, very seriously, and that's why we've reported it and gone to SABC to open a case of sabotage.
All right. Now, Mr. de Jager, if I heard you correctly, you said by 6 p.m. You would have been able to restore. Is it the power or the water that will be restored by 6?
Power should be restored around 6 p.m. today. Water takes a little bit longer because we now have to rely on Rand Water to pump water to our reservoirs as well. So that, and we first need to wait for their reservoirs to fill up. So probably in the next 24 hours or so, we will, by tomorrow morning, I think some of the areas will have water, but only by late tomorrow afternoon, evening, will we have water supply to all our residents in Johannesburg. But this outage goes as far as Rustenburg will feel the impact of this water outage.
We've certainly been feeling the impact. So, I mean, I read in earlier reports that the water tankers would have been ferrying and supplying water to various water points in the affected areas. Are you able to now give us more details around these collection points, sir?
I can't give you details of all the collection points because they really move around, and we have very limited tankers. You can imagine that it would be very difficult to keep that type of stock for water tankers. But I know that tankers across the city in all the affected regions have been rolled out. But again, it is very difficult. We do keep the residents up to speed on Twitter and Facebook, etc., on social media through all sorts of platforms, as well as through the councillors, to let them know where we have the water tankers and at which point in time.
Mr. de Jager, thank you so much for that update, sir. That is Mr. Nico de Jager, the MMC for Infrastructural and Development here in the city of Johannesburg, with an update on that power as well as water outage. He says we should be able to get power restored in those affected areas by 6 p.m. this evening, so in just about 45 minutes or so, and then the water situation should be all resolved by tomorrow latest.